Hello, welcome to a new video, and today I will be reading r/revenge. Let's get into it.
Copy my word. I'll make sure you regret it and fail the whole course. So I'm currently studying a level 2 animal welfare course. Every once in a while I'll receive a message on Microsoft Teams. I use this app to communicate with other members of the group and to communicate with my lecturer's course manager, asking for some help with assignments, which I'm more than happy to help. But recently I've grown suspicion that I'm being used, as I receive messages from people in my class like a few hours or the day before the hand-in date. They'll message me to ask for my assignment to look at. I overheard my course manager talking to someone in my class on how two assignments look similar to another student's. I knew instantly it was my assignments. So now I'm seeking revenge, and I've formulated the perfect plan. When the next assignment is out, I'm going to have two copies. One will be the legit copy and the other version will be the crap copy. I'm going to rush the crap copy and hand that out to anyone who asks to see my assignment. The crap copy will be nowhere near the criteria and should be an instant fail.
Yo, I remember reading this for the first time and thinking, no way. And then the last sentence is, I'll keep everyone updated, but this was 3 years ago, so I don't think he did. Anyways, on to the next one. Alright, we're switching the story types up, and now we're on r/scary stories. Let's get it, let's go.
I applied for this job at a mansion, but it was a bad idea. Stumbled upon a job listing on Reddit that seemed too good to be true. The company, shrouded in secrecy, offered an enticing salary and unimaginable perks. But there was a catch. The interview was at an isolated mansion deep within the woods. Ignoring the ominous warnings from previous applicants, I applied and received a prompt response inviting me for an interview the next day. The email provided minimal details, emphasizing the importance of punctuality. Intrigued and desperate for a job, I agreed to attend. As I drove deeper into the dense forest, the tall, gnarled trees whispered warnings that I dismissed as mere nerves. The mansion emerged from the shadows, an imposing structure that looked ancient. Hesitation clawed at me, but I pressed on. Inside, the atmosphere was heavy with an inexplicable tension. The dimly lit corridors seemed to stretch endlessly. The receptionist barely acknowledged me, and the flickering lights guided me to the interview room, where a shadowy figure awaited. Mr. Blackwood, the interviewer, sat behind a colossal mahogany desk, his face obscured by the dim light. The air grew colder as he asked peculiar questions, delving into my deepest fears and insecurities. Despite the discomfort, I answered truthfully, desperate to secure the job. As the interview concluded, Mr. Blackwood extended an offer that sent shivers down my spine. The position was mine, with one condition: I must start immediately. Ignoring the unease, I agreed, eager to escape my dire financial situation. In the following weeks, I realized the mansion harbored secrets beyond my comprehension. Strange noises echoed at night, and whispers seemed to emanate from the walls. Colleagues vanished without a trace, leaving behind a haunting silence. One night, as I worked late in my dimly lit office, I caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure watching me. Panic set in as I realized the mansion held more than just a job opportunity. It concealed a malevolent force. Desperate to escape, I uncovered a hidden passage leading to a forgotten part of the mansion. There, I discovered chilling portraits of previous employees, their eyes filled with terror. The job wasn't a blessing, it was a curse. My escape became a harrowing journey through twisting corridors, pursued by unseen forces. As I reached the exit, the mansion resisted, as if alive. Finally stumbling into the moonlit forest, gasping for breath, I vowed to share my tale of a job interview that was anything but ordinary.
Alright, honestly, good story, but 200% cap, not gonna lie. On to the next. This next one's pretty popular, so it should be good. Let's go.
Go ahead, reboot that business banking platform short sometimes. It's one of our own. Between 2007 and 2012, I worked server support in the wholesale banking division of one of Australia's big four banks. One service we supported was the business internet banking platform, which we'll call NC. The database servers for this platform were some flavor of Oracle on Rel 3. One of my colleagues is Ian, not even close to his real name, who has a history of not being very good at his job. One day, Ian gets a call from the NC team. A database server was acting up, and he correctly determined that a logged file had filled the var volume. I sat across from Ian, and remembered I'd tutored him on this very issue about 4 years ago, so listened in. He gets permission to delete the file, but the volume is still at 100%. Ian is perplexed. Now, with Linux, if you delete a file that is being used by a process, application, you need to restart that process to release it in the space it's taking up. I know this is what's happening, and had explained this to Ian multiple times in the past, but this time decided I wasn't going to save this buffoon from his own incompetence. I listened as Ian lied about having to reboot this server. It took some time for him to get permission to reboot the server, and take offline the online business banking platform. Reboot done. NC is offline for about 30 minutes. All sorted. A short while later, ring ring. Ian spends an hour on the phone to the NC application owner, lying through his teeth about why the server needed rebooting. The next morning, NC app owner ropes in our team 2IC, who confers with Ian, and spends another hour on the phone lying about why the NC service was offline for 30 minutes. Our team leader was also dragged into this, but being from a Windows background, he didn't fully understand how this could have happened, so stood behind Ian and the 2IC. Billions of dollars pass through this application annually, and now the application owners no longer trust the team running the platform. I've stayed close to our team leader, and about 4 years later told him this story. He had left in about 2013, but remembered the incident well, and always suspected there was more to it. Side story, I no longer work IT. I run a hospitality business, and use NC to pay the wages, pay bills, etc. It's a critical part of my business operation. It has trade finance facilities, automated payments, etc. I can't believe Ian got away with this.
Bro, I can't believe someone named Ian's incompetent. Ian's like the best name, but that doesn't count. Ian still is the best name. Let's get on to the next one. Alright, so this next one's supposed to be scary. Let's see.
True story here. One day me and friends were over at his house to watch movie, and we were trying to decide on what movie to watch since it was getting dark. We decided horror, and I recommend The Witch and asked if they had seen it. They replied no, so me and my GF got excited and put it on the TV for all of us to watch, and we turn off the lights to set the mood. Fast forward to a scene where the goat shows up and the screens go black, and I yell, this is not supposed to happen. The scene went dark but never came back, and we had to refresh the streaming site, but since it was so dark with the TV going dark, we were all like, oh hell nah. Then my friend's wife gets up and goes to the kitchen and turns on the kitchen light so we can see. But literally I see her turn on the TV facing me, and I can see behind her. One of the cabinet doors was open and then quietly just shuts on its own. Like, I looked at everyone and said, he'll know I just saw the cabinet door closed by itself. It was open, it was open. There's no windows open, there's no air to close them, and you have to push them to close. The door was open when she turned on the lights, and then it just closed on its own. After that we said, oh no, the movie caused it. I'm not one for the paranormal, but some things have happened to me.
Okay, again, cap, but that one, maybe like 100%, not 200% cap, but it's definitely cap, not gonna lie. But let's get on to the next. Alright, this one is r/entitled parents. Let's go.
My mum is literally ridiculously entitled about almost anything. Story time. This scenario happened last year around October. My friends invited me to the movie theater. We were going to watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. My mum was okay with me going to see the movie considering the tickets didn't cost that much. So I had a reservation set for a bus to pick me up around 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And by the next day I was getting up. I'm a deep sleeper and I woke up around 11 o'clock. I got hungry for lunch, so I decided to go in the kitchen and make me a ham sandwich. But I couldn't find any ham anywhere, so I went to my mom's room and asked where the ham was. She told me it was frozen in the deep freezer, so she got up out of her bed, walked in the kitchen and suggested I have noodles instead, so I agreed. But before she left the kitchen she told me to put away the bread, the mayonnaise and the mustard, so I did. But for whatever reason she got mad at me for 3 things. I put away the bread and the mayonnaise and the mustard, but for whatever reason she told me not to throw things in fridge. I don't know why she got mad at me for something I didn't even do, and I told her I didn't throw anything. So then afterwards I got over that little outburst, then just closed the fridge, and for whatever reason she told me not to slam the door. At that point I was just confused cause I never even slammed the door either, I just closed it gently like a normal person. So then afterwards she was hella pissed when she was walking back to her room, and I was just going to go in my room as I had the noodles boiling in the pot, and then she turned around and yelled at me saying, "You are 18 years old, you don't need to have me cooking for you." At that point I was genuinely lost cause I never told her that she had to cook for me. I could have done that myself. So then she took petty to an extra mile and chose to not let me go to the movie theater.
Yeah, bro, you need to get out of that house ASAP. But you're like, it depends how long you've been 18. Like, if you're 18 for like a month or so, it's okay to be living in the house still because you're looking for a new house. But like, dang, that's crazy. Get out of there quick. Alright, this is still in r/entitled parents. This will be the last story of the video. And yeah.
I, 26F, came back home, but I'm leaving again on Sunday to my apartment in the city. The deal was I come but I go back, no negotiations. I told the psychiatrist I wasn't comfortable and I didn't want to come, but that my parents cared about what the community would say, and he asked, "What are your parents' biggest fear?" And I responded feeling shamed by the community, and he responded with, "Then don't allow it." I honestly hate myself for even listening to the psychiatrist. I've been seeing him and he convinced me of coming, saying it would be good for me and to try to have a good time. But I feel like I have been played. I hate this place, and being here just confirms how much I don't want and shouldn't be here. And everything is coming back. It's funny how in the sessions my parents begged for me to come back and promised things would change and be different. I haven't even been more than 12 hours here and it's already back to how things were. I wanted to try one last time. I really wanted to have a relationship with my family members and not let it be this huge chaos, but I can't sacrifice myself for them like they want me to. I have come to realize that if they want to put me aside, it's their loss. I will not be visiting my parents in the city anymore, nor will I cancel plans with friends to make them happy. I can't allow them to control me even being far away. Another thing is, strangers have helped me so much, yet my best friends haven't even asked how I have been. I feel so gutted and disappointed. I know they have a lives of their own and it's selfish to ask to be there at all time, but not even ask how I am, offer to help. I haven't seen one of my friends since he dropped me off at my apartment. I had nothing, and then my other friend hasn't even bothered to ask how I'm doing. I just keep thinking that maybe this is a sign to really start over from all aspects of my life and maybe even find real friends.
Oh wow, that's actually kind of crazy. Well, end it off there. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. I know I will.